First of all, welcome to Östers IF. Nice to have you here. Could you tell us a little bit about who Martin Foyston is?
First of all, thank you for the welcome. I would say that for those who don't know me, I'm just really open and honest, and I like to feel that I'm extremely hardworking. It's normally quite a difficult question to answer in life, who you are, because normally who you are is a reflection of what people think of you or see you as. I hope that, or I believe that the impression I give is someone who is humble as a human being, but extremely driven as a professional. I want to win, and I don't apologize for it. Yet, my main goal in life is to make people feel good, so that when they come to work, that they feel that this is the place that they want to be in, more than anything else they have in their life. I like to create an environment where people feel like they belong. I like to feel people that they come into work and they feel accepted, that they can take ownership in the team that they're in. And I really feel that when I came to Öster for the first time, I felt that this was an environment where I could be the best version of myself. I'm a family man. I have a wife and 2 children. The support I have from them makes me able to be my best every day. So I owe everything to them, and especially my wife. I feel that in any top elite environment, you've got to have big goals, but you have to be willing to understand what the consequences of those goals are. And I think I've always had it within myself, coming from quite a working class upbringing, that I've never had it easy. I've always had to get the scraps here and there and try to make something big out of it. And I feel that within me gives me that type of automatic drive and desire to prove people wrong. And I feel that that is a strength we all have, but in different worlds. We all have our own stories to tell. And that I want to try and bring into this club, like talking about who we are, making people feel vulnerable, but in a manner in which it opens people up in order to feel both accepted, but also a place where you feel you belong. If I manage to get those things out of people, I feel I'm doing my job.
In 2022, you won SM Gold, or Swedish Gold, with BK Häcken. And in 2023, you guys played in the Europa League. Could you let us know a bit about the experience to, first of all, win a gold medal and then go out to play in Europe?
I guess people would recognize me from my time in Häcken, and that gold was the perfect moment to recognize what we had achieved as a team. My first time in Sweden actually was in 2013 with Djurgården. So I've always been connected with Swedish football, even though for a long period of time I was working out in Norway. So when I came back to the Allsvenskan in the first team in Häcken, it felt very much like the league had changed, but the idea of how we wanted to perform was very much based on my experiences throughout the jobs I've had during that period and before the period at which I came to Sweden. So when we won the gold that year, I have to say that most of the work that we did is in line with the way I'd like to see people behave and act. We were extremely humble in that success. I don't think many people felt that Häcken at the time would take over the league in the manner in which we did. I felt that we focused on being the best we can possibly be, which is an important part of who I am. So the feeling was a reward, of course. You should never set your targets any lower than the maximum at which you want. There's no need to set a ceiling on that, just reach for the skies. So I felt that during that year we were confident, we were not cocky, and I feel to find the balance there is extremely important with regards to ambition, expectation, and also the end product. Your purpose as a team is to win things, and that shouldn't be forgotten. But the process is very much in line with what I want us to focus on, which is being the best every day, not assuming that one day is not important. And that was the success for us during that time to win the gold, was individual responsibility and ownership, of course. And of course, when you do well, you get rewarded with the next level. So then you've got to ask yourself, okay, is that all you got? Now we've got to take a new step. What are the consequences of that? My previous history has been in Fulham as well, when I was there for 7 years in the Premier League at that time. And in 2010, we got to the Europa League final, played against Atletico Madrid. And I remember that year we must have played around 70 matches at least. It was in Russia, it was in Ukraine, it was in Basel. We played everywhere, Roma, Juventus, Hamburg. So I feel very privileged and extremely fortunate to have had these experiences. And you don't really recognize it at the time, what it means. You're just on the ride, you're on that journey, and you're really grateful for having that experience. But then later in life, you understand that the choices you make are a result of those experiences that you've gained. And sometimes you have to take a sit back and reflect and say, okay, why did we have the success that we had? And a lot of it comes down to the experience and the individual quality of the people you have in the team. It's never easy. It's the next level is tough, but it sets a new kind of category for each player to ask themselves every day, okay, what's the consequence today? How am I going to be the best I can possibly be?
Could you tell us a little bit about your part in the Norwegian national team, as well as in the Finnish national team?
I think that one good thing about football is you get to experience so many different environments, so many different organizations, you meet different people. So you always, every day, feel very fortunate to have that experience or that opportunity that most people don't have. So when you get the opportunity to work for a national team, it opens up a whole different world to you as a football coach. I remember when I started working for Norway, the most exciting part for me was that I'd get to go see the best. Not just the players we had, but visiting them in their clubs, in the Bundesliga, in the Premier League, in La Liga. Following Martin Odegaard when he went to Real Madrid is, one of the highlights, where you get to see how an elite environment works for a young player living out his dreams. But you also then, you can go to the Bundesliga and you say, okay, how is the culture here in Germany? How do they train? How do they behave? How do they work? And then you go to the Premier League and you try to compare your own experiences there with the experiences that you see now, maybe 10 years later. It's like an education which is you can't pay for that. It's a real privilege. So I felt that was the main thing that I had when I was in the national team. I felt extremely privileged, and with that privilege, you know that you need to be on your mettle. You need to be giving your absolute best. So in many ways, you have no excuses then, because you've got the whole nation that expects you to give your best. And for me, it was easy to give my best in that situation. I felt extremely privileged to have that experience. Aside from the way you feel when you get a job like that, you're also having to perform. You have to work. And then you're looking at the next team and it's Italy or England or France, for example. And then you're looking at some of the best coaches and players in the world. So it changes the dynamics a little bit regarding preparation, expectation, how you set your team up, who do you pick. And my experiences during those periods were filled with so much joy, to be honest. We had an extremely young team in the Norwegian Federation at that time. Now, Even was with us, who was with us at that time in Häcken. You just feel that although the competition is great, it brings the best out of you. So the same was with Finland. When I was working with the under-21s, I got to work with so many amazing, young, driven people. And with every environment, like I said, you work with different people. So you're also learning from different staff members, how an organization is run. You learn something from them. And you learn so much about the development of Finnish football, for example, that you didn't know 6 months previously. So it opens up, like I said, a world of experiences that you can gain something from, and it only makes you better as a person, hopefully, over time.
What kind of manager are you?
How I am as a head coach is extremely honest, fair, driven and ambitious. I don't feel anyone who works in football has anything dissimilar. I like my team to be together. Nothing makes me feel more happy or more feeling like I'm doing my job if I can see a player who feels like they belong. I feel the best performances you have on the pitch are a result of the environment you have off the pitch. And if I can create that type of environment, I know I'm doing something right. I'm a guy who wants to be close with people. I want to be close to the players. I want to hear their life stories. I want to hear how they enjoy their weekend. I want to hear about their families, their friends, how they spend their free time. They don't have to tell me, but I feel that because I'm open and I'm never holding anything back, I try and I hope that people can give me the same back. So I feel like I'm a good people person, but when the foot touches the grass and it's time to play, or shall I say when the foot touches the grass and it's time to perform, then I expect us to hit a level which everyone coming to the stadium to watch us play understands what this environment means, because they should be able to see it in action on the pitch.
What do you want everyone to see Öster as in 2024?
For me, it's really important that you give people what they expect to see. People who watch the game of football want to be entertained. I want to have a team that is offensive. I want us to attack. I want us to be offensive-minded from the start. I want people in the crowd to feel that energy in the way we play. I want to reward people who come. The fans have grown so much over the last couple of years. It's incredible to see. I can't wait to meet them. And I feel that when you have that type of growth, when you have that type of investment and interest, let's go out there and give them a show. For good or for bad, in certain situations, I want to go out there and never dare, don't be afraid to risk. Go out there, and if you really want something, I really believe that you should just go out there and take it. We shouldn't hope for luck or for fine margins to go our way. We should earn our own luck. And the most important thing is that if we can earn the right to play our football, then the results in general hopefully should take care of themselves. But let's go out there and give them a show.
What made you want to join Öster, and what kind of picture do you already have about the club?
You know, it's funny in life that I as a person don't have long-term goals. I feel like I always want to focus on the here and the now. As soon as Öster showed interest, something happened for me inside and in my head and how I felt. That when I first came here to the stadium and saw the pictures, saw the pitch, heard about the club in many different ways, how they've grown in the fans, the marketing, everything. And then obviously I got to meet the staff. I just had this feeling that this was the place I was supposed to be. That there was no other place that would allow me to grow and challenge myself in the way at which I need right now. So to choose Öster for me was a kind of an instinct, a feeling, and also seeing how much the club has grown. It's easier for the head to go with your heart as well. What I know about the club is that, of course, people expect big things from Öster, and so they should, because it's an extremely well-run club, a well-supported club, with fantastic people and great players. So my understanding of the club is that I've come to a place where I believe I can fulfill the ambitions of everyone here. But we do it in a manner which is humble, but also driven to be our best.
What do you most look forward to?
For me, the one thing I look forward to the most is stepping out on the pitch. First game of the league against Degerfors, and seeing everyone in the stands ready to support the team. That for me is the one thing that I just can't wait to experience, and I think I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
Very good, and once again, thank you, and we're happy to have you in Östers IF.
Thank you very, very much. Thank you very much.